In this video, I will introduce the preparation tips for NSE7_OTS 7.2 Fortinet NSE7 OT Security 7.2 exam and share some free practice exam with explanations. Four tips for your preparation. 1. Create a study plan. 2. Understand the exam blueprint. 3. Take online training. 4. Practice with sample questions. To start your preparation, you should know what is Fortinet NSE7 OT Security 7.2. There are 4 topics you should master for better preparation. Topic 1. Asset Management. It covers: explain OT fundamentals and concept. Explain the OT architecture with Fortinet products. Configure the security fabric for OT network. Implement device detection. Categorize devices for OT asset management. Topic 2. Network Access Control. It covers: apply authentication to control access to devices. Configure internal segmentation. Explain industrial Ethernet protocols. Describe OT availability and redundancy. Explain industrial Ethernet networks. Topic 3. OT Network Protection. It covers: identify industrial protocols and signatures. Implement IPS to secure OT networks. Implement application control in OT networks. Configure OT firewall and security policies. Topic 4. Monitoring and Risk Assessment. It covers: implement logging and monitoring with FortiAnalyzer and Fortis IEM. Customize and generate reports. Configure security automation with FortiAnalyzer and Fortis IEM. Perform risk assessment and management. Practice online NSE7_OTS 7.2 free questions from Cert 007. Question 1. What are 2 benefits of a Nozomi integration with FortiNAC? Choose 2. A. Enhanced point of connection details. B. Direct VLAN assignment. C. Adapter consolidation for multi-adapter hosts. D. Importation and classification of hosts. Question 2. Which 3 criteria can a FortiGate device use to look for a matching firewall policy to process traffic? Choose 3. A. Services defined in the firewall policy. B. Source defined as Internet services in the firewall policy. C. Lowest to highest policy ID number. D. Destination defined as Internet services in the firewall policy. E. Highest to lowest priority defined in the firewall policy. Question 3. In a wireless network integration, how does FortiNAC obtain connecting MAC address information? A. Radius. B. Link traps. C. End station traffic monitoring. D. MAC notification traps. Question 4. An OT network administrator is trying to implement active authentication. Which two methods should the administrator use to achieve this? Choose 2. A. Two-factor authentication on FortiAuthenticator. B. Role-based authentication on FortiNAC. C. FCSS authentication on FortiGate. D. Local authentication on FortiGate. Question 5. An OT administrator deployed many devices to secure the OT network. However, the society team is reporting that there are too many alerts, and that many of the alerts are false positive. The OT administrator would like to find a solution that eliminates repetitive tasks, improves efficiency, saves time, and saves resources. Which products should the administrator deploy to address these issues and automate most of the manual tasks done by the society team? A. Fortis IEM and FortiManager. B. Fortis Sandbox and Fortis IEM. C. Fortis OR and Fortis IEM. D. A. Syslog Server and Fortis IEM. Question 6. An OT supervisor has configured LDAP and FSSO for the authentication. The goal is that all the users be authenticated against passive authentication first, and, if passive authentication is not successful, then users should be challenged with active authentication. What should the OT supervisor do to achieve this on FortiGate? A. Configure a firewall policy with LDAP users and place it on the top of list of firewall policies. B. Enable two-factor authentication with FSSO. C. Configure a firewall policy with FSSO users and place it on the top of list of firewall policies. D. Under Config User Settings, configure Set Off on Demand implicit. Question 7. An OT network architect needs to secure control area zones with a single network access policy to provision devices to any number of different networks. On which device can this be accomplished? A. FortiGate. B. FortiEDR. C. FortiSwitch. D. FortiNAC. Question 8. An OT administrator has configured FSSO and local firewall authentication. A user who is part of a user group is not prompted from credentials during authentication. What is a possible reason? A. FortiGate determined the user by passive authentication. B. The user was determined by security fabric. C. Two-factor authentication is not configured with radius authentication method. D. FortiNAC determined the user by DHCP fingerprint method. Question 9. What two advantages does FortiNAC provide in the OT network? Choose 2. A. It can be used for IoT device detection. B. It can be used for industrial intrusion detection and prevention. C. It can be used for network microsegmentation. D. It can be used for device profiling. Question 10. An OT supervisor needs to protect their network by implementing security with an industrial signature database on the FortiGate device. Which statement about the industrial signature database on FortiGate is true? A. A supervisor must purchase an industrial signature database and import it to the FortiGate. B. An administrator must create their own database using custom signatures. C. By default, the industrial database is enabled. D. A supervisor can enable it through the FortiGate CLI. Why choose CERT 007 study material for your preparation? Thank you for watching. Subscribe CERT 007 for more info.